So, this has been a long time coming. I'm heading over to see Andy, aka the MEXORCIST, on Instagram. If you don't follow him, you're going to be following him by the end of this video. He is building probably one of the most insane, I don't even know what to call it, Mark II escort. Someone's loving the Fiesta. He's building one of the most insane Mark II escorts. I'm going to be like a pig in shit looking around it because there's so many custom bits that he's like handmade, designed, 3D printed, engineered. It's right up my street, big arches, turbo fans. It's got like inspiration from Bird Cup races to, I don't know, Group 5 races. He wanted it to be ready so that we could actually do the first fire up, man. Hopefully we can have a good look around it and yeah, fire the beast up. That's the plan anyway. I think I just need to get there and show you guys what it's all about. Right, so I've arrived. That was a warm and luxurious drive over. There was quite a bit of traffic and my heaters are for some reason stuck on full blast of the heat, so yeah, a little bit sticky. I'm early, so Andy's just on his way down, but as soon as he gets here we're going straight in and get to the live action, and you guys are going to see it's got to be the craziest Mark II escort out there. Let me know what you guys think. It's going to be killer. Here we go. I'm going to have to get the gimbal out for this. Andy's here now. This is the first look at the car. Colin as well, he's just turned up in his really awesome Transit camper van. But yeah, that is impressive. Let me get the gimbal out because my hand's shaking with excitement. Right, so finally made it after quite a few months of trying to get down here, and
2 years?
2 years, yeah.
Promising that, oh yeah, it'll be ready soon. It'll be ready soon.
I am honestly blown away by this. This is on another level. And as you said, it looks completely different to the photos. Not that the photos are bad, but this is, I don't even know where to start. This is serious. So how long have you had the car?
27 years. So owned it from about 21, 22.
Yeah.
So bought it for a friend as a shell. They built it, ran it.
What was the actual car? Is it a Mexico?
It's Mexico.
Oh, it's a Mexico.
Yeah.
Hence the name MEXORCIST.
Yeah. So yeah, been built up. Then decided to dig it out of the garage. And a friend who had a workshop at the time, and Colin worked there. We put a Cosworth engine in it, so T5, and ran it for about 100 miles. Yep. Before it then went bang. So, and then was just going to rebuild it. Started off with a new turbo, and it sort of escalated from there a little bit.
So how long has it been in this mode of being constructed? Into
7 years.
It is 7 years.
7 years. Yeah, it's been a long time coming.
Can we push it forward at all? Get it in the light, mate. Do you need a hand, or are you alright?
No, it should be alright.
Yeah, you might as well start at the front and work our way back because there's a lot to cover. The plan is to actually try and fire the thing up today.
Yep.
You got fuel in a jerry can because that's
Yeah.
number one thing that everyone forgets. Mate. The Zaxby cover.
It's an all aluminium YB, 9-to-1 compression, Borg Warner turbo, longer arrow rods, shortened WRC pistons, and it was all built up by Julian Godfrey.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
And then, as you guys seen, the carbon inlet plenum, although it's packed, I wanted it simple. I didn't want all the YBs are known for like hoses absolutely everywhere.
Everywhere, yeah.
So I've tried to change all of that and keep it as simple as possible.
Simple.
Yeah, it's simple.
Simple as possible.
It's simple, but you don't see wiring everywhere.
No. To be fair,
everything's tucked.
less is more, but I can only imagine how much work's gone into making this bay as clean as that. The only wiring you can really see is the coils and the cam sensor.
Yeah, exactly.
Where's the throttle body?
Inside the inner wing. Well, it didn't look right. It looked too messy. So,
yeah.
And then of course, as you pack everything in, you know, I wanted like the AN fittings on the radiator. So
Yeah, I've clocked it. What size are they?
AN 20s.
Jesus. Nice Mishimoto radiator.
Yeah.
Is that the one that you've hacked about?
That's got a hole in it.
That's the one that you hacked about. Nothing like buying
a brand new
nice,
radiator,
expensive race
hacking
car
it up,
parts and hacking it out.
and then blowing a hole in it. As you fit stuff, other stuff doesn't fit, so you then have to modify it, and that's literally why it takes so long to do.
Yeah.
So,
That is the name of the game.
yeah, I mean, I'm still printing parts for it, so I've still got the grill to make, printing covers and
So
all sorts.
what lights are these? These are obviously like modern.
Well, these are a 7-inch. I know a lot of people don't like them.
You are putting a halo around that.
Yeah,
because you
putting a
did
halo around
a
it and a
Photoshop
surround.
I saw,
Yeah.
which I was like, that makes so much sense. It just looks like a big eye then.
Yeah, a lot of people think, oh, why have you put speakers as headlights? It's like, because I like it. I like the look. They're a bi-LED Toyota, some sort of Toyota truck unit, and then I've fitted it into the inside of a 7-inch normal housing. They're really good. They're very bright.
Yeah, I bet.
So there's a few things which I'll still change, but it's getting there now.
Yeah. If it runs, that's another
If it runs,
big tick on the list.
massive tick on the list. A little bit of programming.
Have you cranked it? Have you got oil pressure and stuff on it?
We've cranked it. We've got oil pressure. We've got fuel pressure. We've got no fuel leaks. We've checked the timing.
Yeah. Has it got coolant in?
We did the time. No, we've left the coolant out.
Okay,
for
so if it does fire up,
vacked it down, and yes, we won't leave it running for that long. But we even did the timing statically with the timing light and plug lead attached to the coil pack. So
what's this sticker?
that's just something a little bit fun from a designer guy on Instagram. If you zoom in, it's quite good fun.
That's brilliant. Keep out of reach of slags. It looks so different to the photos. I think that's what a lot of people said, because you did take it to players last year, didn't you? Just on a trailer and kind of presented
it there. And people were like, oh, it's finished, it's running. And I just stayed stum quiet because I knew that it wasn't running. It was a model.
Yeah.
So, but fingers crossed. See how tonight goes.
What's left to do?
Set the suspension, as we said. It needs a height setting. It needs. There's a little bit of wiring to finish in the boot for the tail lights.
You said it's on air.
Yeah, it's on
is
AIRRIDE.
it bags on the front?
Yeah, it's on piston cups. They're by Stance Works.
Okay.
So if I turn the ignition on, you hear the compressor and everything. That's all underneath the boot floor. So we flattened out the boot floor.
Did you realise if you've got a compressor, you can run a train horn if you wanted to? I'm just saying.
I don't think it really needs a train horn.
Well, just to be like, it is a bit orange. That's pretty good. See, I didn't fully understand from the photos what was going on with the wings, but is that actual carbon fibre?
It's carbon skin. So with a lot of the stuff that I've done, it's 3D printed. It's sort of like my lockdown skill was 3D printing.
Have you bought your own 3D printer? Is it done?
No, I just use Works.
Okay,
so
perks of the job.
So we had a resin SLA printer, which is done with these.
Yeah. Is that off the printer finish, or have you
that's
sanded
the
it?
printer finished. So SLA is really, you get a super fine finish.
Yeah,
the other stuff.
I've had stuff 3D printed, and you need a lot of finishing.
The problem with SLA is that it gets affected by the sun. So what's happening was these were sagging.
Okay.
So these are now printed actually in carbon filament and then carbon skin.
You just put the weave on the top for the look.
For the look.
Yeah.
If you look on that steering wheel, you'll see there's a little forklift truck button. So you can press the little forklift.
Which one am I looking at? There's so many buttons. This one. What? Just press it once.
And hold it. So it's just a bit of fun.
Even the steering wheel. We've got to get onto the steering wheel in a
that
minute.
is all 3D printed.
It's ridiculous. This is one of those cars, because you've been looking at it for so many years.
Yeah.
you're just used to it. But honestly,
I do get used to it, but whenever we pulled it out,
I never get used to it, and I've seen it get built.
yeah,
It's still.
whenever we pulled it out onto the trailer, it was the first time we've been out here in, how long was that? 6 years.
Yeah.
So, and it was the first time I'd seen it from more than 4 feet away.
yeah.
And it was really weird. I couldn't take it in as to what we'd built.
Created.
Yeah.
What have I created?
Exactly. Well, there was exactly that. There was a guy working next door. He goes, "What on earth have you made?"
I can't wait to see this thing bobbing down the road.
Yeah. It will look great.
So that spec of engine is going to be knocking on the door of what, 500-600 horsepower?
Yeah. So it's 540, 550 on pump fuel and over 600 on race fuel.
Wow.
So it's got injector dynamics, 1000cc injectors.
Yeah.
So it is built for that sort
Mega
of power.
power.
The thing was in this weight of car, it's going to weigh what, 850, 900 kilograms.
Yeah.
The power to weight is, is crazy, but you will never ever be able to put that amount of power down. But you've still got a 550, 600 horsepower Mark II Escort.
Pub points. Ultimate pub points.
Ultimate pub points.
Yeah. I think you're going to scare yourself.
Yeah.
Even on low boost, it's going to be absolutely ridiculous.
I scared myself stupid with it last time.
Yeah.
It was 350. So yeah.
Yeah.
It should be good fun.
Mate, I can't wait. Who's setting it up? Have you got someone
Mark Sheed at MAD.
Yeah.
So he's provided all the ECU, he's provided a lot of support. He's been great, to be honest.
Yeah.
So, I mean, everybody that's helped has been fantastic. They're all got involved in what I'm trying to do with it.
Yeah. Did you have this vision when you first started out?
No.
I wouldn't imagine so.
It was going to be a high power, non-arched Mark II Escort, bit of a sleeper look, RS alloys, and that was it.
What was the big change that you did first that really?
Well, I said to Colin, look, if I do it like that, it's going to look like every other Mark II Escort out there.
Don't get me wrong, it's a good.
No, it's a good formula.
Yeah, it's like, I love it to bits. But
a lot of people hate me for what I've done to this.
But
I love it.
From what I do with my little Fiesta, I can look at so much of this and just really appreciate the time you've invested and the engineering that you've created, and you built it how you want it. That's what you've got to remember.
Yeah, exactly.
And
exactly.
For every person who says, "Oh, I don't like the headlights," or "I don't think you should have done that," you're going to have 1,000 people saying that's
exactly.
the
They love it.
That's the nuts.
Yeah. Exactly. And that's what it's all about. It's half the thing of building the car isn't just for the final result. It's the fun of actually building it.
Yeah.
So we come down here 2 nights in a week and a Saturday.
Tinker.
Although it's been slightly more than that lately, trying to get stuff done. But it's a great social element.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have met half the people that I've met if I hadn't have built it.
Yeah. So the engine we've covered.
The engine we've covered.
The crazy.
So obviously you helped me out with the
turbo fans.
With the turbo fans. They might change slightly.
Yeah.
I don't actually like
the mesh.
Well, no, it's not so much the mesh. It's something wasn't working right. So it's perhaps.
And this is all 3D printed as well.
It's all 3D printed, yeah.
It's got the
FP
logo on there.
I'm screwing it on 'cause it's left-handed.
Lefty loosey, righty tighty.
Yeah, that's the one. Only on that side though.
And are the wheels? They're like BBS.
They're BBS centre locks. So
they are genuine BBS ones.
No. So no, they are. I've got a friend, Dan Lacey from OPI Pumps. He originally was going to make himself a set of copies. I jumped on that bandwagon and he made me a set at the same time. But they're cast, they're aluminium. Yeah. Because obviously if you're using an old mag wheel.
Yeah, they're going to be potentially cracked.
You know, they might look nice with some powder coat over them, but would you really want to be ragging it around?
Got 500 horsepower for a potentially cracked wheel.
30-year-old wheels. Yeah. The option at the minute is maybe. And somebody commented about my runs in this paint, and that was only because I was rushing. is maybe to do the centre black.
Yeah.
So I prepared one earlier, rather than the gold centre. So I think I actually prefer that. So this is the joy of 3D printing.
Yeah, you can
just
draw it and then you can see it.
Chop and change it. So, and there's so many times when I've designed something and it's been, that's not quite right, do it again, do it again, do it again. I drive everyone mad at work because all they hear is the printer running all the time. So.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, I'm the Homer King, but you might have taken that title.
No, you can still make a good bracket.
Yeah, Mike the Bracket. Honestly, this is a work of art. What are these like side skirts made out of?
They're going to be carbon wrapped because
Okay.
they're not. If you don't want to touch them too hard because they're literally made out of PVC foam.
Okay, so that's just your base
They're just
mold.
shaped into it.
Yeah.
And to give them some strength, I'll carbon skin them. But I'd seen them on a render on, I think it was a Toyota, the new Toyota Civic, and I thought I like that.
Yeah.
So, and it's like, okay, I like that. How can I make that fit with my car? And I kept on looking, thinking. I tried one way and it didn't work. Tried again. Thought I like that.
So is that router cut, like CNC router cut, or have you cut that by hand?
That was cut with an air saw by hand.
Yeah, and then if you heat folded it.
Yeah,
up,
then heat folded it across a bit of pipe down here with a heat gun, and we make do with the tools that we've got. Yeah, you can see more of the actual wheels on the back.
Yeah. Yeah, they're awesome. And what's the centre? Is that a off-the-shelf centre lock?
Yeah, that's
hub or bolt-on hub and.
Yeah, the genuine bit is the BBS nut.
Yeah.
And the spring catch. But the barrels and the lips, because they're a 20-hole barrel and lip, they're actually more difficult to get hold of than you think. You can get them from Germany. They're hideously expensive. Or what you do is you contact Image Wheels and they just make you a set.
Yeah.
And they're there really quickly. And I must say, you know, the guys there.
Well, Image.
Image.
They're very good.
You know, absolutely perfect. You know, really, really helpful. Right first time, you know.
Yeah, that offset's good.
Yeah, the offset's good. Just needs lifted a few mil.
So you've got, it's all 4-linked from before?
Yeah, six. No, it wasn't 6-linked. It's now 6-linked.
Yeah.
Whereas before it was on springs and tramp bars.
Yeah.
That's obviously all been cut out. We 6-linked it, turreted. Can't think what else went in the back. Oh, and the boot floor, which I have to just remove some bits out of the boot, which is a lot.
I'm loving the sort of 70s yellow tint on the perspex as well. It's Stiggy's Starlet used to have different like orange windows, and I was like, that looks busted.
Yeah, I'd seen that on there's a black Metro 6R4 that has yellow windows.
Yeah. I've seen it, like gold wheels, I think.
And I saw it and I thought, I have to do that. So yeah, so you can see the floor and the bases. We've changed the whole boot floor, so it's a flat floor.
You've put petrol in it, I can smell it.
Yeah, so the tanks were done by AH Fabrications, probably.
Are they custom for this?
Yeah.
Nice.
But they're really good. Again, you just do them a drawing of what you want, and then obviously all the hoses that are going into the boot. So underneath the floor, above the diffuser, there's another oil cooler. There's the air tank, the compressor, a pump for the oil tank to run it through the additional cooler.
Yeah.
And basically the idea was tuck everything, like under the bonnet, have everything tucked neatly away so that you can't see it, because I didn't want to look in and like pipes everywhere.
That what the knacker ducts are feeding down to?
No, they're just pushing some air into the car, plus they look cool.
Okay, yeah. They're for your own luxury.
Oh,
Yeah.
what are the knacker ducts feeding? It's like, they just look cool.
Yeah.
So.
And you're going to need some air in there.
Yeah, but that's actually a really good. Yes, Mike. They're for the oil cooler.
Okay, underneath. Yeah. One day you'll plumb that.
One day, yeah, exactly. But the thing is that's directly in the airflow.
Yeah.
So underneath the car, so it pulls everything through.
And you've got this Venturi at the back.
And it comes through at the back. Yeah, exactly.
Did you mould all that out of carbon?
No, that came from. I can't remember what it's actually designed for.
So that's for another car.
It's off the shelf. Yeah.
Okay, nice.
It's off the shelf.
Suits it really well.
But then, if you look at like the rear panel, so we cut the rear panel in order to suit the suit that, so you still get the airflow come through.
And your crazy rear lights.
Yeah, the thing was, if you take a standard Mark II Escort line, they fit hideously.
Yeah.
Like the Fiesta ones actually fit quite nicely because they're on the end of the panel.
Yeah.
Mark II Escort ones wrap around and sort of stick out where you can almost get your fingers
down the side of
cut down the side of it. And I just thought, I've got to do something different. So I'd sort of like looked at this sort of like Ford range Mustang.
Yeah,
sort of
I see
thing.
that.
So
what is it? Is it an acrylic or?
They're not glued in.
Okay,
way,
I won't
just
touch
in case. They might
I
fall
can't
out.
help
I didn't
but
polish
touch them.
I didn't finish polishing. So yeah, basically, this is an SLA resin print.
What, that? The clear bit?
The clear. And this is a filament clear print. So to give you an effect, the different diffuser.
Has it got like a honeycomb in there?
Yeah, it's got a honeycomb inside, which is just basically the support material, but you can change the size of it.
Yeah.
You know, and then because it's clear, you can make it look cool.
Yeah.
And then, but it provides a really good diffuser because there's then there's LEDs covering the backs of all of these.
Yeah.
And then each LED is addressable, so you can make it do whatever you want, change whatever colour you want. Yeah, I could make them flash rainbow colours if you really want.
Are they they're RGB LEDs?
Yeah, they're RGB. Yeah, so you can in effect do amber for indicator.
Yeah, red.
Or red for brake. That's the only colours it's going to be. I don't think we'll make it do rainbows and things like that. Maybe if
you have got the option if you need.
Maybe if I went to Ford Fair, I could fit in more.
Exactly.
Yeah, so they need a little bit more polishing, and then they'll be finished off.
So have you done all the programming for all that as well? That's the other thing that blows my mind.
Yeah,
is, Andy's pretty handy, obviously, with 3D printing and drawing stuff up in 3D, but it's actually the programming that you put into.
But the thing is, like people think I do this for a living, but I'm a software programmer. I'm a software programmer and an electronics engineer. That's it.
Yeah.
So, you know, Colin's been very kind, trying to teach me MIG welding and everything else and sheet metal work. Yeah. Which has been fantastic. So that's the other thing about doing a car. You learn so much. Yeah. So I'd have never known, the
carbon stuff.
The carbon stuff, and how that works. And I want to do some carbon resin infusion stuff in future for it. Because I was in a hurry, I skinned the ducktail. And it's made the whole thing, the boot lid, actually weigh a ton, which will obviously help with a little bit of traction to start with. Yeah. But the idea is to then mould this from, mould it in fiberglass and then create a resin infusion. Yeah.
So what was this originally? Just a fiberglass part?
It's off a Toyota what's the old boxy Toyota? K105 or something?
Yeah. What? So this is like a rubber part or a plastic?
No, it's a plastic part. It's a fiberglass copy of a 70s Toyota ducktail. Yeah. So and it
fits really, really well. To be fair, it fits better than some of them.
It's been hacked a little bit, but the thing is you flick through and you're like, oh, I want a ducktail. Nobody makes a ducktail. Yeah. So apart from Sebastian with the grey. Yeah. He then made one literally just after I'd then finished it, and I was like.
But is he selling it though? That's the thing. No, exactly. Yeah, he's another one who's just.
He's making
barely
everything
for himself. Yeah,
exactly,
he's barely got enough time to do his own projects.
Exactly. Yeah, homework project. I watched a Ken Block video where they were going to do the Fox body Mustang. Yeah. And they did an acrylic
little lift,
and I thought, I like that idea. Yeah. So
I think they do it on NASCARs. I think they do they'll mount it on the back with slotted holes, and so you can pull it up to create.
Correct.
More.
Yeah. That's. I just thought that's cool. Yeah. So. And I think I come down here sometimes and Colin's like,
what are you doing
now? So
I'm past that now.
So, yeah, exactly. Just like.
So did you hand cut this then? This looks quite nicely shaped and
it was a jigsaw.
Yeah.
Jigsaw hand cut. I did actually mean to ask you to bring down your creme brulee thing to
flame polish it.
Yeah, to flame polish it. So I'll pop up one day.
This is, you must have shares in all these little.
Yeah, I know. I quite like them.
Yeah, they are cool.
They are cool. Yeah, I've probably used way too many of them, but they're really actually functionally good. They're cheap, and
they're just a nice little finish.
I wanted try and do a little bit of a Japanese JDM feel to it.
That's what I was trying to. On the way up, I was trying to explain the inspiration for this car. I don't even know where to begin. I think you've got a bit of bird cuts in there.
Yeah.
A bit of hill climb, big arches. You got kind of Group 5, I'd say, turbo fans. And then, there's JDM in here. There's NASCAR with that and the aqueducts and the fillers in the side.
And no, obviously I haven't put the window nets in at the minute.
No.
So, but
The window nets. Yeah. The window nets are impressive.
Yeah.
Is that a proper carbon roof skin as well?
Yes, that came from a company called Carbon Nuts, Darren at Carbon Nuts. Yeah. But unfortunately he stopped trading. Oh. But he did make 3 carbon roofs before he then finished.
It looks pretty decent as well, because sometimes they end up a bit
that's
wibbly wobbly.
What's it called whenever it's baked? Pre-preg. So
and have you cut the steel out?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to apologise as well, because people have moaned that I interrupt people, and I'm trying my best not to interrupt, but when I get excited, I have been known to interrupt people, so just stop me, Andy, if I'm,
that's fine.
If I'm interrupting you.
Yeah, the roof was all cut out. I think at the time, whenever Colin was stood on a step and he's, are you sure you want to do this? And I've gone, yes, just cut it. And he's gone, it's just as well these aren't worth much, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cutting the roof off a Mark II Escort.
And Mexico as well.
So obviously I've left the other seat out at the minute because you'll see that there's no end of pipes. So I've got some checking of the charge cooler pipe work to do.
Yeah, you're the man that I've been chatting to about charge coolers. You've done your research on that.
Because in effect what I've squeezed in here is the BMW M5 charge cooler system.
Where?
So in effect what you have...
I see that's your charge cooler rad there?
Yes, charge cooler rad at the front. And then in effect what we've got under each arch is, it comes out turbo, through a charge cooler, then the boost pipe then runs across underneath the front spoiler, back up, through another charge cooler.
Oh, so you've got twin charge coolers. Yeah, nice.
Then through the throttle body and then into the plenum. It's twin pumped, so I think you've got the same pump now.
I've got a
Pierberg pump, yes, it's got twin Pierberg pump.
So you're going to get loads of volume.
Yeah, loads of volume. And then what I did in the back was I was trying to find a nice water tank, and this is what I spend forever looking for. So you'll see, what I didn't want was a really ugly water tank stuck somewhere that I couldn't fit it. So it's hard to see, but probably need a torch or a flashlight. Yeah. You'll see the tank that then links up to the filler neck off the rear window. And
okay.
If you look behind the driver's seat as well.
Oh, there.
Yeah,
sorry, yeah, there. Yeah, I'm with you.
So
so that's not fuel. That's
not fuel.
No, that's your throwing your ice cubes in.
So you get 10 litres this side, and then you have the same tank on behind the driver's side in the rear quarter to give you 20 litres of water, plus the chute, obviously, to be able to fill it with ice. So if you're going drag racing or whatever.
That was going to be one of the questions, is what are you going to use it for?
The original thing started with a friend who's got a Supra, and it became a bit of and that was how we both ended up killing our cars at Santa Pod.
Okay.
So he was a head gasket in the end, anyway, it forever overheated afterwards. The turbo went on mine, and I think there was it was something like 0.3 of a second in between our best times. Yeah. And so when I built it, what I wanted was a 10-second car. Yeah. So, and that's all it has to do. I only have to do it once, 10 seconds.
I can point out that you could have probably done that about 6 years ago if you hadn't gone down this, but it wouldn't look this wild.
There's a video, Kevin, you must have seen it, Kevin's RS2000 that he had, 15 years ago.
The red one?
Red one, red RS2000, and he did I can't remember what the time was now off the top of my head, but it's on YouTube. Yeah. The number of times I've watched that and think, how did he do that with the size of the tyres?
He's on 13-inch wheels, is he?
13-inch wheels on it. So, and I speak to Kevin now, and it's like, how did you do that? It's like, well, we just did it. So,
that is a cool car. That's been around for a long time.
Yeah, it's been around a long time. So that was almost like a poster car at the time. Yeah. That was why I wanted a YB. It was his car.
What are the wing mirrors off?
The wing mirrors are Subaru Impreza WRC mirrors. They are carbon.
Yeah.
And then in order to make them fit,
that looks 3D printed.
I had to then 3D print them. So that would then slot inside because no quarter windows.
No. So
I don't like the look of the
bar down there.
The bar down the side. So people laugh when it's like, what do you mean you're not running front windows? So the amount of abuse I get of some people like, I can't believe you're running it just with nets in the windows. It's like, Well, at least I'll be cool, won't I?
Yeah. So you're actually not running a window in it at the moment?
Not running a window in
Okay.
it. So I may do, because it then becomes a little bit impossible to leave it
Anyway, yeah.
So,
and when the inevitable rain comes.
its very first time out on the trailer, it tipped it down the entire way down to players. And we were rolling it off.
Because you got some money in that steering wheel. You don't want that to get wet.
Well, it's only the wheel. The rest of it's just 3D printing.
So, okay, is it unclipped?
So,
is it on a...
Yeah. So if I just let me turn the ignition back off.
How many hours do you reckon you're in that steering wheel alone?
I've got no idea. It's still not totally finished.
No.
I'm still programming, so the back cover needs bonded on. So obviously,
So it's on like a little umbilical cord.
Umbilical cord cable, and then there you go. So in effect, I looked at some of the BMW F1 style wheels that people were using, Nervo wheel, things like that, and just thought, I want it to look like that. So
what are these things for?
The idea with those is one of them is for steering wheel assist.
Okay.
So because
they've got an electric Corsa or...
No, this has got a Kia Ceed. So if you again, you have to get your light, but the steering motor is actually mounted like right down against the bulkhead.
I see it, yeah, behind the pedals.
Yeah, whereas usually the Corsa one is still a straight shoot from the steering wheel to the steering rack. If you were to stack it, you've still got like a 6 foot long piece of steel aiming right at your chest.
Yeah.
So what I wanted was one for the steering wheel to be actually straight to you, because usually in a Mark II they're off at a funny angle.
Yeah.
So I wanted it absolutely bang straight. Plus I wanted it, if the worst thing happened, for it to have a kink with UJs in it.
Crushable.
Yeah. Plus the Kia Ceed power assisted steering box is CAN bus.
Okay.
So you can adjust it. You know, I have seen people where they've actually done it where they're typing away on a laptop and actually getting the car to steer itself, but I think I'll avoid that bit. Yeah. So, but yeah, this is in effect a Vim. It's a little Vim controller mounted in the back.
Yeah, I'll look at the little logo as well.
Yeah,
love it.
So a little Vim logo, and then a CAN bed module mounted in there, and then so everything's all wired back to that, and then designed everything. So designed all the buttons. So the start button, ignition, airlift, launch control, indicators, headlights.
That's awesome.
Everything all in one place. I didn't want a cluster
you do realise
of buttons.
I'm going to be going home and looking online for 3D printers today.
That's perfect.
After this.
I'll give you some help. It's not a problem. Well, you're now reaching the point where, with 3D printing, where you can, in effect, print metal parts. So
sinter laser sinter printing.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. So you can actually use those parts in, you can remachine them or do whatever else you want.
I think it's Koenigsegg are using it, and they're actually like printing internal threads into stuff that are good to go. You don't need to run a tap through it.
Correct. Yeah. Well, the centers on like these. So if you look on the end of that, that's a printed thread. So, and that's obviously for this side it's a left-hand thread, and on the passenger side it's a right-hand thread, because I wanted it the same as the wheels.
Yeah.
So
Andy, we could talk a lot about all the bits and bobs, and we will.
We better actually
fire this thing up. We've been standing here
ready to
talking. I'm going to need a drink. So what do you need to do to fire this up?
I just need to do a little bit of programming, and then we're good to go.
Awesome.
And then we get like the little box for...
Oh yeah, for like your fire extinguisher.
Yeah, fire extinguisher, battery cut-off, and charging port. Because a lot of people use a C-Tech charger for things. Yeah. And you'll see them trailered in the window, or you'll see them trailered under the bonnet, but they actually make a really nice little bulkhead connector that gives you
a good shout.
And then you just plug it in from the outside. So it's your own electric car.
Yeah, park it in an electric car.
Yeah, but electric bay and just plug it in. Well, because we've got obviously I've just been talking about mine, but you've got on the left you've got a turbo ABF that's been built. So
well, this looks pretty naughty. I genuinely haven't looked anywhere else in the workshop, to be fair. That to me looks like Lancia Integrale wheels.
Yeah, they're compromotives.
Okay.
But I need to chase him down the quarter mile. So
Oh wow.
it's built engine, gearbox.
What turbo is that? That looks like a good size.
It's a
Garrett, is it?
yeah, it's a Garrett. It's the 550. So it's a really compact but good.
Yeah.
So it's good for 500 brake.
Wow.
So hopefully it'll be about 3.5, 4, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool.
But there's
This
another-
is yours then?
This
Colin,
is
I
mine.
take it?
yeah.
Okay, this
Yeah,
is your
mine,
project.
yeah.
Yeah, they're big wheels, big sticky wheels.
They needed to be because of the calipers.
Oh, you got big brakes on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I have not got on the Fiesta. Still stops alright, but I wouldn't want to do.
well, it's not like 1.3.
No, it hasn't got one.
Plus
No,
brakes
it's
on
got it's got COSI calipers on it, and I think they're focus discs. But I do admire a big brake setup, but unfortunately, it means you've got to run big wheels.
That's the only thing. I didn't want to put 17s on it,
But here we are.
Yeah.
But you'll be able to stop.
Yeah, I did run when I had 13s on it. I did have the Woolwood set up on this.
Yeah.
So, but it's now got obviously went to a 16-inch wheel, and it's now got like it's actually got on the rears the AP Monte Carlo kit on the rear.
On the rear. What's on
So,
the front then?
and on the front it's got AP 5000Rs, so with 315mm J-cut
Big
discs.
boy.
So
Big boy
they're
discs.
quite big, yeah. The thing is then you cover them with a beautiful wheel, and you can't
And then
even
you've
see
got a
the
big old turbo
yeah, the
fan.
turbo fan on the front. You can't see any of it.
plastic wheel trim.
Plastic wheel trims,
Yeah, the old
as everyone
hubcaps.
calls them. Hubcap.
But there's still another hidden gem.
What?
Yeah.
What am I missing? Is it down here?
It's down here.
Down the back? What's that? Is that a Fiesta?
Yeah.
Ah, what? Whose is that?
That's mate of mine. The one I was telling you that always used to have Fiestas.
Oh, right, he's still got one.
He's still got one.
That is a barn find. Loving the aerial flag.
It was one owner from New when he bought it.
But you
Oh, it's on,
absolutely die
so
for the
alley
interior.
cats. Has it got low backs and...
No. It's got a 17 crossflow in it.
I love the old rocker cover. What colour is it? Can't even tell.
It's
Quite white.
maybe diamond white.
Diamond white, so same colour as your camper.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Brown vinyl roof, massive
Yeah.
roof.
Has it got a vinyl roof on it?
Yeah.
Can't even tell. Yeah, there's some dust in here, isn't there? Is that why you put the gazebo up?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's just a nightmare.
That is awesome. Yeah, that's a bit of me. It's got the old brown dash with the mahogany trim.
Yeah.
The old rev counter. Yeah, I like that. And it's on alley cats.
Gas
It's a
coilovers.
bit of me. You should get it out.
Yeah, he's not. It's not bad for donkeys. I don't think he's actually been down the workshop since Andy's had his escort here. That's how long he's
Wow.
been sat in the corner.
Collecting dust. I've just got to point out the billet stainless steel door latches. Who did those?
This Boke Engineering, Nigel.
Nice. Gucci door latches.
Carbon dash, cut the dash out. So,
And where's your
I'm interested to
where's
see
your
how much
reservoir
it weighs.
pots? I've got to show them that as well.
yeah. If you have a look at the one on the other side, you'll see that I've done them both on the same side. So my reservoir's not bolted in because I need to vacuum down
But it's all covered in. Is that genuine Louis Vuitton material?
Oh, of course. Genuine Etsy Louis Vuitton. That's where it comes from, isn't it?
That's
You'll
amazing.
see on the other
And did you
side.
hand stitch this yourself?
Yes. So my daughter said, I said to my daughter, "Can I borrow your sewing machine?" She's like staring at me like.
And who
why?
did the off-white, all of the cargo,
Yeah,
or
so
the door nets and stuff?
I've got a friend who makes lampshades, so
Even
I bought the off-white stuff, and I'd intended on making it myself.
Yeah.
So I looked at it, kept on looking at it, and she offered, and it was like, yes, please. So
Yeah, that's a crazy.
yeah. So thank you very much, Alison, if you watch this.
Yeah, it's just those little touches though that make such a big difference.
Yeah.
Because again,
There
like
was
there's
there was a lot of people that were like, "Is that genuine off-white?" I'm like, I just wouldn't reply. So
there's so much to look at, so many custom bits. That's why it's taken 7 years.
correct.
For
Yeah.
this
exactly.
moment. And are we ready now? Have you?
We're now ready.
You've got the street tune in it.
Yeah. Got the street tune straight from Mark.
So
We'll
this.
see what happens. Right, so let us know when you want to start.
Yeah, I'm ready when you are. Fuel pumps.
Yeah, so in the boot there's the pump sounds quite loud because previously I'd had an 044. Sorry, I'm talking about the car again. Before starting it. Probably been nervous about actually starting the car. And it was so noisy you could actually hear the pump over the top of the exhaust.
Yeah, that's
so what I wanted was an in-tank pump. So there's a
Yeah, I see that
there's
bolt
an
in piece.
Aeromotive A1000 pump, so that'll do up to 1,000 horsepower. So
How big's that tank?
it's 25 litres.
Okay.
Be more than enough to get you between petrol stations. Right.
It'll be enough to hopefully fire it up.
Yeah. Let's double check with this.
That exhaust is ridiculous as well.
It will sound like a Bentley, mate.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. How many silencers have you managed to squeeze in there?
3.
Are they actual silencers or are they like
There's,
cherry bombed
No, well,
stainless?
they are more like a cherry bomb style. They've probably got, I don't know. I was limited. I didn't really think about it. I didn't originally intend on running the exhaust out the back. So we made all the channel, and then I decided to go side exit.
Yeah.
So all I was left with was a 5-inch tunnel to fit, and in effect, it comes down, comes out of the turbo 3.5 inch, goes down to 3 inch, and then there's literally the silencers are literally bolted end to end together.
Yeah.
Before it then has to
Cole,
turn.
we got to hear this. You got to fire
and
this
come
up.
out. Right,
This
yeah.
is going to be noisy. You reckon you've got fuel pressure and all that? You've checked that already.
So,
And you've done a fail-safe because it's got a fly-by-wire throttle. Don't want to do a Zac and redline the engine when you first fire it up.
no, because you want to
wanna
learn
do
by
that.
other people's mistakes on that, not your own.
So you've got a rev limit to 2,000.
Yes,
Yeah, so
2,000.
hopefully that won't run away.
Right. Ready?
Yeah, yeah. If you're ready, go for it.
Right. So it might not start straight away because it's dry sumped.
Oh, you
It
got
has to build up
pressure.
pressure.
Okay.
So that's my caveat if it doesn't start straight away.
That's going to lift people's skirts. You do realise that? It's not actually that bad, but then it is only what's it idling at? That sounds pretty good. 1100 RPM. Oh, on the button. I'd say that's a pretty good. I'd say
nice
that's
job.
a pretty good start.
And I've killed it by pressing the throttle. So I've got something to do there.
You don't want to let it get too hot because you haven't got any coolant in it.
Yeah, no.
But mate, that's awesome.
You happy with that?
sounds awesome.
Yeah.
That's going to be noisy on the road.
It'd be fine.
And you haven't even got a window to wind up to kill the sound.
Ear defenders.
You need some
new range.
bright
I think that's what you need. A new range of FPE ear defenders
for the side exit
in
boys.
orange.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then they match your head and match my car.
Exactly. That is a ridiculous exhaust pipe.
Yeah, but a lot of people were confused because it's in effect
That's a cover.
is
Yeah.
a shroud.
Yeah. Is
So
that
I think
alley?
no, they're stainless.
It's stainless. Okay.
So basically, you'll see the
pipe,
3-inch pipe comes through,
Yeah.
and then. But I think that's probably had the effect of a bit of a megaphone. So
Yeah, it's like a trombone.
Yeah.
This is gonna be wicked on the road.
Yeah. I can't wait. I think the thing about it is seeing people's reactions to it.
Yeah.
It's like what you were saying when you stopped at the petrol station earlier, and you had someone come up chatting to you about your car.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Oh, you get it all the time. Like just cruising down the road, people will just be taking pictures, thumbs up.
Yeah.
That's what makes it.
Yeah,
That's what makes
yeah.
it. And you'll get that all day long in this.
yeah,
You'll just be cruising down the high street. People, they'll hear you coming,
yeah.
and they'll turn around and they'll just give you a big grin because it just looks ridiculous. Oh mate, I'm well happy for you. I'm glad it started and
Yeah,
it
no,
didn't
I'm
get
glad it
camera
stopped.
shy. That would have been a long night of trying to
I've been
problem
chatting to you for
solve.
what, 2.5 years? So
Yeah, no, it's good to come down and finally meet you,
Yeah.
finally see the car in the flesh.
yeah. But
Credit to you and all of the work that you put in
Thank you very
over
much.
the years.
I think that's whenever I first saw yours. It's the similar style. It's a similar build. It's a similar thought
it's a bit over
process.
TT. I could see why people won't be on board with it, but
Yeah.
for every person, as I said, every person who doesn't like it,
Yeah,
you'll have 1,000 people who are like, "That's the nuts."
Exactly.
To have this out and up and running,
Yeah.
it's going to be wicked to see. I
Yeah.
can't wait for it.
I think some people would look at the car and look at me and think there's no way he actually owns that. So from the point of view of like it should be somebody a lot younger, maybe, I don't know, that's done this to it. But you know,
No, I think you never grow up
yeah,
when you're playing around with
Well,
silly old Fords.
exactly, yeah.
I'm well happy for you. All right, so what's next to do? Let's get this out rolling. Book an MOT. Let's go.
No MOT. It's 42
Ah, of
years
course.
old.
All right, scrap that. Let's just
This is taxed, MOT'd,
exempt.
exempt,
Yeah.
and insured.
Let's
If it-
go.
if
All
it
right.
drove,
What's left to do? Let's go.
clutch and brakes.
Have you got to bleed the brakes on it
Yeah,
and bleed the clutch?
and the clutch. And the clutch is like a concentric.
Oh, is it a nightmare to get in there and bleed it
Well,
through?
it's not. Yeah, it hasn't got a bleed nipple on it. It's one of these modern ones that. So I'm going to that's why I've taken the thing off. I'm going to vacuum it
Yeah.
and then let the oil into it. Next week, drive it.
Donuts.
So how far is it to yours?
Oh, it's about an hour and a half.
We only have
So, yeah,
25.
it's-
Fine, won't it?
And it's the really nice concrete bit with the
Yeah.
big wall next to you, so you just have all of that exhaust reverberating off the little wall next to you for the whole way round. Oh, what's this? Is this your cold air feed that you've been talking about?
Ram it, yeah.
Oh, look at that.
So obviously it's not finished yet. None of it's
No, the tape will
bonded
hold
together.
it. Because speaking to Ben about Mark II Escorts and Turbo, they're notoriously bad for getting air
Yeah.
in the front.
Well, you get a lot of people. They cut out there, and they fit the filter in there.
Yeah.
And they just had some holes, and it's like, so you're sucking air. You're trying to suck air. That was where I had the filter before, was it? I had
Out the wheel,
barrel
out the wheel well.
out there, and it was in the wheel
Yeah.
well. But I can't do that because I've got charge coolers
Yeah.
in there. So the only way of getting air in, you see some of them, they fit the filter here,
And you just
directly behind the
put
radiator.
hot air in, yeah.
And you
That's
just put
my
hot air
problem.
in.
Oh, it's got a filter
So-
in it.
So yeah, the idea is
a K&N jobby?
yeah. So I know you love your filters.
That's a nice size.
Is in effect. So the ram air will get a lot of air in from the front.
Yeah,
That then slots inside,
yeah.
straight round into the turbo.
That's nice.
So I thought it was suitably sized enough for you.
Yeah, yeah. Although
know
I will
it could
be
probably
saying,
twice the length.
you won't see it, so I will be saying, where is your filter? But that's a nice size. That's a nice size filter.
BMW something diesel.
Yeah, it looks like a 330D.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But the thing is it should ram enough air into it. So
yeah,
I can check with the manometer the
that you're not creating a restriction.
Creating a restriction or something, and if I am, I'll rethink it. But so this I will resin together into one piece. I'll resin all the pieces inside so it doesn't come apart.
What's this like for heat? Obviously,
the carbon filament is really good.
It's good for getting hot.
I can't remember what temperature it starts to go soft at, but basically you have the printer at about 270 degrees.
Yeah.
So I don't even think sat on top of the radiator it's going to even go soft.
Yeah.
But what I'm going to do with this is probably carbon wrap it. So, but putting the resin into it makes it really. Well, you just have to.
Yeah, really
that,
to.
and then print the Zac speed thing.
To match
and lay that over the top of it.
You're talking about the mesh to match the
correct.
What they had on the old intercoolers in
correct.
On the
exactly.
Capris. So yeah, that would look awesome.
And hopefully it'll ram lots of air in. So yeah.
And you'll get choo-choo noises out the front of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Each one of those segments is about 30 hours. So on the printer. So it takes forever and it goes wrong.
Have you ever had it where does it?
Oh, it goes like
squiffy.
This section here went wrong. For some reason it stopped printing. So I just measured it and printed the extra section.
And
then I'll be bonding the whole lot together, and that'll be finished off this week, next week.
Yeah, ready for donuts and burnouts.
Exactly.
Next weekend.
Exactly.
I'm so glad I managed to get down here. I'm so glad it fires up.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad there's literally light at the end of the tunnel now.
I'm now just thinking about the rest of the list. So, but
you need to concentrate on the bits just to get it
to drive.
Running. Yeah. I know. You're like me though. You get sidetracked on all these tangents, but
correct.
When it's all together, it's going to be on the road, one of a kind.
Exactly.
Showstopper of a Mark II Escort.
Exactly. So.
No, thanks for inviting me down, and thanks
for being so patient and waiting 2 years.
That's right, it's worth the wait all day long. I don't think we covered what gearbox is in it, because I did see that you got. Flappy paddles.
Yeah.
So it's got air shift on a sequential.
Yes, it's air shift. It needs a little bit of tailoring. I don't think it's actually on at the minute. Yeah, it's not.
Are you running the air shift off of the compressor as well for the AIRRIDE?
There's the compressor in the boot, the reservoir in the boot, and then basically to bring it down to the correct pressure for that, there's another small reservoir in there, along with a pressure regulator through the three-way. It's only two of them used, but
solenoids.
Three-way solenoids through, and you'll see underneath the shifter underneath.
Like a little actuator.
A little actuator. So that's what gives the pop, 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 pop.
And then you can.
But I need to set up the gear voltage in order to do it. I can frig it to make it do it, but
yeah, that's right. No, it's cool. And then with the fly-by-wire throttle, you can also use that to flip the throttle.
You can actually. It's stupid. You can make it because it's got an Mtron ECU. You can actually make it do everything itself.
Yeah.
So you can have it shift on torque, you could in effect have a complete map.
Just an automatic.
For the drag strip.
Yeah.
So in effect you can launch it, because that's the other thing I've done is there's two line locks on the clutch.
Yeah.
So that in effect, what you'll do is there'll be a launch strategy. So in effect you hold the handbrake, hold the hydraulic handbrake, it's got a pressure sensor on it. Push the clutch down.
Yeah.
It will then hold the clutch on the line lock. So that in effect, and then that particular line lock then goes through a regulator valve.
Yeah.
So in effect, you can, the second you drop the clutch, you drop the handbrake, it drops the clutch, but a controlled rate.
Yeah. So you could basically slip it a bit and get it off the line. And
literally, if you wanted to do the whole thing, you could have the car shift at the exact right point.
Yeah. Have you got wheel speed sensors on it?
There's 4 wheel speed sensors.
Of course there is.
So on it,
So you're running ABS on it as well?
No ABS. No.
But you could do.
So you could do. There's a guy in the States that sent me a link that you can use a BMW one. Okay. So and reverse.
I think the guys on the modified Ford series, they will use a Bosch. Yeah. It's like a Bosch. Yeah. It's like a separate system.
It used to come on an E30, and there's a kit you can buy with a loom and stuff, and you can run ABS.
That's right. It's another project for this week. Add that to the list.
I think the ABS. I don't know. That doesn't really interest me for some reason. It's more about the go, less of the stop. Apart from obviously the nice brakes. So,
Did you hack these triangles into your lovely new carbon? Is that how it comes? You hacked them.
I cut them. That was incredibly stressful.
That's Manta what do you call it? That's like, what are they? The Manta GTEs?
Yeah,
Manta GTE sort
correct,
of inspired.
But it was incredibly stressful cutting those.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Because unfortunately, it's a pre-preg bonnet rather than, it's incredibly light.
Yeah.
He'd already gone out of business, so in effect I wouldn't be able to get another one.
A one-off, yeah.
And then I'm cutting holes in it. Yeah. Nobody will notice this, but it's bang on in the middle. So there's the single wiper. They're usually offset to the right for obviously the wiper angle.
This is all steel.
It's all steel. So, but it's one of those things which would have bugged me incredibly, having the wiper off centre.
Yeah.
So.
And have you've covered up the original hole for the other one?
Yeah, so the other hole was over
so
here.
It's off the scuttle.
So it's off the scuttle this side, so that was welded up. So in fact, cut it into the exact pieces I needed, and then presented it to Colin and said,
"Have you MIG
would you mind?" Yeah, that was MIG.
Oh, nice job. Yeah.
So but it's one of those things. No, if anybody looking, would just be like, "Oh, it's put a centre wiper on."
Yeah, I like your wash as well.
So, yeah, that again is like I wanted the flat blade.
Yeah. The modern blade on it.
Modern blade. Yeah. So that is a Fiat Uno arm with a VW T5 end, and I think that's off some Skoda.
Yeah.
So I spend far too long looking on eBay thinking, will that fit?
Buying loads of bits and making them work.
And then it's the spray bar is off of a Sprinter bag. So
just the wiper. You're in hours in that wiper.
Yeah, correct. Exactly, just to get it to look right. But then you wouldn't think that has been made up. So people are like, where do you buy this stuff?
Yeah.
Like, I don't.
Yeah.
You have to make it. If you want it, you have to make it. So, it takes a long time. But
the end's in sight.
But the end's in sight,
yeah. And it will be worth it.
Now it started tonight. Sorry, I'm a bit hyper because it started. So get the suspension right on the back.
Yeah.
And drive it next week.
Yeah.
Well, it has to.
You got to. Be rude not to.
Well, next week on Saturday, it has to drive to Players. I haven't booked a trailer.
Good on you. Well, there you go. The MEXORCIST Mk2 Escort. It now runs, so watch this space. It should be driving in a week's time.
Exactly.
And yeah, you'll be able to see it at Players in the flesh. Thanks for having me, man. I really appreciate it.
Thanks so much for coming down. It's been awesome. Great fun.
We've literally talked for how many hours?
Yeah.
Many hours about
everything.
Crazy cars. What a great hobby.
Exactly.
No, I really appreciate that. And best of luck. You have to keep me posted as to how you get on with bleeding up the brakes and driving.
I'll let you know all next week how I'm doing. Yeah. If not, if you just leave us a spare set of keys for the Fiesta, I'll take that.
Yeah, you take that. Yeah, that'd be no worries. It's going to be much the same experience.
Exactly, same noise.
Yeah.
Similar power. Loss of traction. Be perfect.
No, nice one. I appreciate that. Oh yeah, she's got all her toys. Right, just got back and it's 11:30, so not too bad. It was a luxurious drive back around the M25 with his side exit in my ear. What an amazing car, and Colin and Andy, top blokes. I could have stayed there and chatted all night long with them. But I think you'll agree the Escort is on another level. I don't know of any other Escort that's been built to that sort of standard with that much innovation and originality. I appreciate it won't be to everyone's tastes, but you can't deny there's some serious hours and effort gone into building that car, and I can't wait to see it up and running and out on the roads. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, smash that like button, hit subscribe, help support the channel. Even leaving a comment helps out. So yeah, let me know what you guys thought of the car. Also, to help support the channel, check out the links below for the sweet merch. Obviously, the Fiesta's back on the road, if you haven't already noticed. I'll do a proper update video on the Fiesta soon. I've got some new wheels and some new plans. Obviously, I want to get it back on the dyno. So yeah, keep an eye out for that one. That's pretty much it for this video. So until next time, I'll catch up with you guys later. Take it easy. Yeah, I've got some new wheels. I'll do a proper update on the Fiesta I'll do a proper update video on the Fiesta soon. I've got some new wheels and some new plans. Obviously I want to get it back on the dyno, so yeah, keep an eye out for that one. That's pretty much it for this video, so until next time, I'll catch up with you guys later. Take it easy.